Hello, people. I think I figured this out. I'm just going to share the link with a few people. Just bear with me. This is awkward. Um, okay, so let's see how many of you people can join me now. I have shared a new link. It's there on Instagram. And it's a bit of a mess because I just could not figure out the comment section that time. YouTube did not let me change my comment setting, unfortunately, and I had to let go of that link. So, if there are any more people who want to join this one, and perhaps you all have some questions because I was getting many questions, I think it's better if you people can send me now. Just gonna send it to a few of those people who were asking for this. Hello. So that link got disabled. I'm just gonna share it to more few places. Yes, Abdul, you have a question? Yes, the session has started. Unfortunately, this is not the link which I shared with everyone. So not a lot of people are over here right now. I think I'll be sharing it to those people. There were a few people who requested for this session. So, yeah, you can start with your questions if you want. Uh, So the thing is, full scholarship programs are very few, if there are. And then again, I think I have one video about Charpak, but to get all of your fees on scholarship is very difficult unless you are going for the local programs. I think I have covered this before as well. That if you want to go for, let's say, courses which have very less fees, right? You would have to go for courses in the local language. That is a more preferred way, because most of the colleges which give English medium courses, not in French, they are mostly private colleges and private schools, right? And for MBA, I think it's going to be slightly tricky, right? But what's your range? That is also a separate issue over here. At an average, it can cost around 25 to 30K euros for the course. I can be wrong. Again, you have to check with the colleges you're applying to, right? It can be different with respect to your scholarship or with respect to the college you're taking, right? Um, and for MBA, I would recommend that you have a few years of experience. But to get something at a very low fees in English medium is a very difficult task. I would say that. One way of going around this situation is to become an apprentice. Apprenticeship is apprenticeship. It is basically where you will be working while you're studying, right? But you will have to do a bit more of research. I just don't know of anything right now, but that's another way of going through it. And over that, with that kind of a thing, you will get experience because you will be an apprentice. Along with that, you would also be getting some sort of stipend for the apprenticeship, right? But to definitely cover it whole is a separate situation. Another thing I would like you to do is look into Erasmus, right? And what things they can have. I think MBA is MBA, right? Every course has its own value. I have made this video where I talk about MSc as well as MIM along with MBA, right? These are three things you can take for management. Just a minute. Right. So these are three things you can take for like management as such. And each one will have a different criteria of entry. For MBA, definitely you will need a GMAT score. Uh, get a better GMAT score for a better scholarship perspective, and try to score well at your IELTS too. TOEFL works, but mostly in Europe they look for IELTS. That was something which I did, and a lot of people still do. Hello. I don't usually give contacts of my friends. What you can do definitely is maybe network on LinkedIn. Uh, Look for people who have done MBA in France, right? And another route of going through this is maybe through a consultant, which are associated with colleges. It's not a route which I personally took, uh, but I'm sorry, I don't give out such things. You can definitely go on LinkedIn, and you must be having a list of colleges you have researched, and try to look for people who have done MBA. And when you have to look for them, look for those who are expats, who are mostly Indians, because they might have stories which you can relate to, and a lot of people who are locals might not be facing the same issue, right? So do that. Try to do that on LinkedIn. Do your own research. I did the same thing, right? Because your questions would be answered very well that way. I personally did MSc, and my experience was slightly different from those people who do MBA. And plus, for MBA, you do have different criterias again. So that's what comes with it. Hey, Ajit. So this would be on for maybe next 20 minutes or so. Uh, okay, I think I'll answer the questions which I got sent on messages in case anybody would like to have a future reference for this one, right? Uh, so I'll get down with people who asked me questions regarding to my own course in schema, and what my experience was over there. Uh, First topic is as your student life. I think student life is pretty fun. It is pretty fun. It is challenging, yes, but you do get to have a lot of fun. I think it is also a good time to utilize and start networking, and start living more with local people. Try to learn more about how things are going on, because what I also see is that this networking actually benefits you in the longer run when you're looking for, let's say, some opportunity. I'm not saying somebody will give you a job just because you were networking. That's not how it happens. But you can get to know more about internships which are not getting posted anywhere, right? And there's some internal hiring happening. So I think it's helpful for that. And perhaps focus more on French. uh, the second part is about post study opportunity. So, I mean, it depends. Again, it is the huge difference between France and India being that placement वाला culture नहीं है वहाँ पे, right? That companies will be coming, there will be a job fair for sure, yes. And that I can say for most of the courses, like if you're in tech, doesn't matter, it's not just limited to B school, it's for everybody, really everybody, right? So there can be places where you'll have career fairs, even your college might organize something, but don't take it as something which is like a placement giver or something like that. You can just network around and talk to people, talk to more people in companies, attend more after party events, and you'll get to know more about the people and how the work culture is for a company. I think that is a good approach to start with when you're abroad. I think this also works in India. It works anywhere in the world, honestly. But more so not in India or abroad. It is because in India, again, you do have better, in a way, that placements and walk-in interviews. There are more opportunities like that in India. What I can see as a difference myself, right? Especially if you're living in a, let's say, a tier one or a tier two cities, you will keep having some of the other opportunities happening around you. You might not find the same thing when you go to Europe, like the kind of walk-in interviews you have over here, right? If in that case, if I have to compare, I think I'll give a thumbs up for India that way, right? So networking from the very start, from when you arrive, I think that is very important. And then about post study, it is that you're on your own, you're practically on your own. You cannot expect help from people, anybody actually. All you have to do is you have to do it on your own, you have to hustle on your own. There is literally no second choice given over there, right? Though professors can be a good help, but uh, what I've heard from my friends from many other business schools as well, maybe offers, it's a bit doubtful that way, right? But yeah, that's there with your post study thingy, and again, a language really helps you. There's a huge boon when it comes to the tech sector and other STEM related things. But for core management, we should be having different approaches as we go for job interviews or just placing ourselves in the market, because what as a culture I could see over there was people already had experiences right from the bachelor's because of break years and things they take, which is not really the culture in India. A lot of people over here like, okay, bachelor's ho gaya, they will go directly for masters, and that's how it rolls, right? But over there, a lot of people are doing bachelor's like in a very long time. Why? Because in between they're taking 6 months break, a year break, because they got some good opportunity, and they'll just build up a good resume like that, and they'll already have some kind of foothold in the market. So when you launch yourself in that place, somebody will be launching themselves from another pedestal itself, because they already did that homework which you were not aware of. People will not tell you that. Even when you're approaching the college, your consultant might not tell you about this. Nobody will tell you about this. It's when you land over there and you start assessing for yourself, that is when you will know where you stand. um, have fun, but start building a strategy from day one as you land over there. And then the next question, it was about part-time opportunities. uh, Masters in luxury brand management. So luxury sector, I would say it is pretty cutthroat. You really have to uh, be putting your best foot forward for that. um, Again, networking helps. uh, Try getting an internship and then build up a rapport for a permanent position in that company itself. That's a good start you can have. um, and yeah, I think that's about it. I don't see more questions as of now. So it's good to be back, honestly. And yeah, I think I'll be posting more content moving forward, and more about the current situation in France and how it's rolling. Hello, any questions? So yeah, I think moving forward, my content would be more around. It can be anything. It's not just studying. It happens to be more around studying because most of the questions I receive are about higher education. But in general, any expat related questions, I'm happy to entertain. I'll see if I have more to answer. I'll read out a few from my requests. Automobile sector. I apologize, I don't belong to that particular sector. The current job market, actually, it's quite complicated if you think of it. I don't want to get political or something. It is pretty complicated, related to opportunities, irrespective of the industry you're looking at. Most of the people prefer going to Germany for automobile, and the thing is, there are plentiful more, what do you call it, visa opportunities in Germany at this point of time. They're hiring more and more expats. That's what they were saying for France as well. But for Germany in particular, what I got to know is that there are certain hirings, depends on who you are. You're an automobile engineer, you're a mechanical engineer, depends on your speciality. But I suppose they're a bit more, let's say, I mean, you will face some sort of bureaucracy in any country you go to, but for Germany, I suppose for this particular field you'll find more and more opportunities as compared to France, from what I've heard from my friends. And if you are only going for automobile, that's a separate thing. But I think there's a huge hiring for those going in aviation. I just asked for mechanical and all just because of this. Think Airbus is also having a good number of opportunities for tech, right? So that is one place you can look at. These people are also hiring across India as well, like Peugeot. Uh, I'm not sure how do you pronounce that name. It's that dragon thingy, Peugeot, and Renault. And there was another company which is Citroën. Your Citroën. They are hiring pretty well, what I know. Yeah, so that's about automobile. Huh. You're most welcome. So many messages, and I host live and I don't see a lot of them. Somebody sent. Okay, so I'm also seeing a question in my DM. It's about the difference between 1 year and 2 years and the course and how it can go. Um, so I'll just read it out. So if I'm joining in September intake, I would like to know what's the syllabus I would be covering. Is it the advanced level course for 6 months and the next 6 months would be internship? Can only see S1 and S2 website. My doubt is, will I be able to join the batch covering S3 and S4? So the intakes are pretty flexible in that way. Uh, if you're joining for just the 1 year specialty thingy, it is pretty flexible for LFM, not for glam course. For glam course it's only September intake, but for LFM you can either join in January or in September, and you have that fixed course material. There's the subjects like advanced design, of course branding, retail for luxury, and licensing, uh, pricing. These are all the subjects which would be covered in that. And brand image, brand positioning, these are the major topics which are getting covered for this, right? You can join in anyone and you're good to go. The only difference is, like, for the 2 year course, the first year is like more like general management. So you will have more subjects pertaining towards management, like HR, finance, and things like that. And okay, you also have a bit of finance for your second year. So what happens is that there is 4 months ka one semester, 4 months ka second semester, rough around rough, and another 4 to 6 months, or I think more than that, you will get to do your internship plus your thesis. And generally, people do them together. You start your internship, depends on when you get the internship. And for schema in particular, you can extend your jury depending upon your internship situation. So that goes about the semester 3 and semester 4. Um, Campus life, Sophia Antipolis, thumbs up. Paris campus now is very good. It is really nice. It's very pretty. Student life, again, it's good. Paid internship you can get, but be sure to read the clauses. Internships which are less than 8 weeks are not bound to pay you in France, if I'm not wrong. I can be wrong. As per what I remember, if you're getting an internship of 8 weeks or less, the company might not be liable to pay you. So in that case, if you want to get it extended, it won't get extended. So that's one trick thing which happens with internship. I think I should be doing one separate video for internship for those of you who are interested in that. Uh, yeah, I think I've answered everything. Yep. So I think I've covered everything. Perhaps you people can look forward to content based on internships. I think I should do one separate video for internship and the kind of things you can get and the kinds of internships you can get. And I'll try to look forward for those internships also, which you can apply directly sitting in India and go to France just for an internship, and the kind of visa you can get. I'll try to research more about that. Perhaps I can see me soon for that. The second important question I can see over here is that of um, post study opportunities and the current economic conditions, and how it is sustainable for expats, and what place you can actually see a growth. I think that's it for today. If you still have more queries, this comment section would be on. I hope so it stays on. It was a task in the first video itself. So you can keep on posting questions in this session, in this comment section for this video, and perhaps I can try to answer them either individually or I'll try to summarize it up for a video. Thank you so much for all the love, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.